What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Feliz Dia de los Reyes Magos. Happy Three Kings Day for all of my Puerto Ricans out there and all of you who actually celebrate. So I just want to share with you guys a little something from my culture and my history, being Puerto Rican, and the Christmas and holiday traditions that we celebrate. So today is known as Three Kings Day for us Puerto Ricans, and this is like our Christmas. This is our big Christmas day. So just a little background if you guys aren't familiar. So it kind of has the same concept as like Santa Claus, but not really. So what it is I don't know if you guys heard, but biblically there was these three kings who were traveling to go, see Jesus after he was born, and they were to travel by following the light, to go deliver gold, myrrh, and frankincense. And we honor them by doing this, by celebrating them on this day. The only thing about this is that instead of them arriving on the day, they ended up being late and arrived 12 days after, which is why instead of celebrating this together with Christmas on the 25th, we celebrated January 6th. So basically, this is like one of the most important holiday for us Puerto Ricans on the island. So the three kings, they were, they would travel by camel. Some say they were, traveling by camel, by elephant, and by horse or something like that. So the names of the three kings is Melzar, who represented Europe. The second one was Gaspar, who represented Arabia, and then the third one was Balthazar, who represented Africa. So this is a really, really big deal for us Puerto Ricans. So basically, we celebrate Christmas and everything, and we have our Christmas Eve, and we have our dinners and our, infamous dishes that we celebrate with. But if you guys have any Puerto Rican friends, you guys understand why our decorations stay a little longer, why we continue to celebrate, a little longer than anyone else. And that's because this is a really big deal for us. So in Puerto Rico, this is actually like a huge festive period. So instead of us, Americans, we celebrate, or all around the world, whoever, depending on your traditions, I'm not quite sure. But Christmas is one day. But us Puerto Ricans, it's like we celebrate for 2 straight weeks until January 6th, Three Kings Day. So, the culture behind it is that biblically they oriented by following a star. In Puerto Rico, they came from a small town in the south of the island called Juana Diaz. So this has been actually celebrated for about 130 years now. So what happens is every year they travel by horse throughout the town. They're leading a really big parade, and they go and they give kids presents and candy, and it's like a huge block party around this time of year. But the small traditions when we were younger, and any old school parent will tell you, your grandparents will tell you, the tradition was, how Santa Claus goes around delivering gifts. Three Kings does the same thing. So the tradition was we'd take a shoebox and we'd fill it up with hay or grass for the camels to have when they come and deliver the gifts. So as we have the box of hay for the animals when they come, in exchange they drop off gifts to us and candy, and of course that's for the good kids, and the bad kids get coal and things like that. So those traditions have continued on for many, 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 many years. And so ever since then, this has kind of been passed on from generation to generation, but it's really, really prominent in Puerto Rico. So if you ever get a chance to spend the holidays in Puerto Rico, the best time to do it is around Christmas time, because we literally party every day. From Christmas on to Three Kings Day, you have our carolers, which is typically, if you hear old school Christmas music, and you know um you have groups of people going around from house to house with instruments. And I mean, our carols are upbeat to where you're at the door dancing and doing your thing. It's not like some somber Christmas carol or anything like that. Like, we really party. And then the tradition is that the last house that the carolers go to, they have to host, snacks and food and things like that. And we celebrate. And some of the snacks and food that are traditional now that you guys have probably heard of is, the rice, arroz con gandules, pasteles, arcoquito. We have arroz con dulce, which I actually made the other day, and it came out so bomb. And it's basically Puerto Rican rice pudding. We have like crackers with a guava paste and cheese, coffee, things, bread. We have all these things that we have now that we continue to celebrate as the time goes on. And a lot of that just got passed down, to the holidays. So it was nice to kind of grow up having almost two traditions, but this is the really big one. And, this, it really does, like, the main attraction really is around this time in Puerto Rico. So if you're ever lucky enough to go down to Puerto Rico around Christmas, I advise you to go for at least 3 weeks, because after Three Kings Day, this just opens up the door to many more festivals that we have. There's also a big festival that happens in San Juan, in the old streets of San Juan, and festivals just go on all year long from there. So this is really, really, really big to us. I personally don't have any little ones to celebrate with, but once I do have my little kids, I do want to kind of give them a little piece of my heritage and my traditions and what I grew up with and what my parents grew up with and what my grandparents grew up with. So it's really, really nice to kind of have something like that. But when you go out there, everyone is having a great time. I mean, the kindest people you will ever meet, so generous. You will get fed like no other place when it comes to Puerto Ricans. So I just wanted to give you guys a little piece of me and where I'm from and what we celebrate around the holidays. So my decorations always stay up until January 6th. So yes, my snowman madness is still in the bathroom, but after today they are going to get taken down. And it's a tradition that I've carried with me all of my life. So, you do get gifts around Christmas time, but you get like the really good stuff, like the big gifts. And, it's really, really big on Three Kings Day. So there's a lot of places that still do celebrate at a lot of community centers where it's really heavy with the Puerto Rican population. They still celebrate it. I grew up celebrating it even at community centers around where I used to grow up. You've got I believe churches that still celebrate it. They still talk about it. They still practice it. So it really does, give me a piece of home and give me a piece of my island, even though I'm here and I'm grown, but it's a really nice, warm tradition that we've always had. So leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this little insight on some Puerto Rican traditions, and let me know if you Puerto Ricans out there celebrate, or if you got Hispanic, if you celebrate Three Kings Day, because I know, it's real big for us Puerto Ricans, but I know there's a lot of other Spanish cultures that do celebrate it as well. Or if you have anything where you're from that you kind of celebrate outside of Christmas that's kind of like Christmas, like we do, let me know as well. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Doodle!